Forgotten grounds. The village of Elmbrook had long outgrown its graveyard. It sat behind the old church on the hill, abandoned, overgrown, and fenced with rusted iron. Locals called it the Forgotten Grounds. No one had been buried there in over a century, and those who remained had long faded from memory. Except one. Every year, on the night of July 31st, someone in the village would vanish. No screams, no struggle, just gone. Some blamed the woods, others whispered about curses. But the elders knew better. They knew the graveyard sang. The arrival. Mira Hart arrived in Elmbrook a week before the 31st. A folklore student from the city, she was writing her thesis on forgotten cemeteries and their legends. Elmbrook's graveyard, with its haunting lullaby and annual disappearance, was the perfect case. She rented a cottage near the edge of the village. The landlady, old Mrs. Elspeth, gave only one warning. Don't listen to the lullaby, don't answer it, and, above all, don't go up there at night. Mira smiled politely. She didn't believe in lullabies from the dead. She should have. The song begins. The first time she heard it, it was just a whisper in the wind. She had been recording ambient sound near the graveyard's iron gate, standing by the cracked arch that read, "In silence they rest." The sun had set, crickets chirped, and then a melody. Soft, sad, like a lullaby sung to a child who never woke. "Sleep now, little ones, cradle so deep, while all the world forgets you sleep." She blinked. Did imagine that? She rewound her recorder. Static, wind, then the lullaby, clear as a music box tune. Mira's hands trembled. The graveyard was singing. Ivy, a name not carved. The next morning, she entered the graveyard. Most headstones were eroded beyond reading. Moss-covered names, and many graves had sunk into the earth. But at the far edge, near a blackened willow, she found one stone that stood pristine. No cracks, no vines, blank, no name, no dates. Just a polished surface that gleamed like glass. As she leaned closer, the air chilled. And then, on the wind, came a breath. "Find me." Mira gasped and stepped back. No one was there. The blank grave remained as silent as before, but from then on she dreamed every night. Always the same voice, whispering from the dark, "They forgot me. Will you?" V, the forgotten child. Determined to learn more, Mira scoured the town records. In the 1800s, the graveyard was the resting place for over 400 villagers, until a fire destroyed the church. Many died, including orphan children from the Elmbrook home, a nearby asylum-like orphanage. Among them was one child unaccounted for. The ledger listed name, unknown age, approx 10, status unclaimed, burial July 31st, anonymous grave. Her grave, Mira returned to the blank headstone. "You're the forgotten child, aren't you?" Silence. Then, ever so faintly, the wind replied, "Sing to me." Safiais, the lullaby returns. That night, the lullaby played again, not just from the wind. From every speaker in Mira's cottage, her laptop, her phone, even her recorder, which she had turned off, clicked on and played the same chilling tune. No one comes, no one stays, names erased, memory decays. Mira tried to unplug everything. The lullaby kept playing until a final line whispered through the room, "This year, it's your turn." Mrs. Elspeth speaks. Shaken, Mira confronted Mrs. Elspeth. "What is this? What's happening?" The old woman looked tired, resigned. "You listened, didn't you?" she said softly. "The moment you let the song into your ears, it marked you." "Marked me?" "It sings to be remembered. Every year it calls someone who hears it, someone who feels its sorrow. It doesn't want to be forgotten. It wants a witness, a friend, or someone to take its place." "Place in what?" Mrs. Elspeth just stared. "In the lullaby." #8, midnight, July 31st. Mira made her decision. She packed her bags. She would leave that night. But the moment the clock struck midnight, the doors locked themselves. The lights went out. The lullaby returned. Louder, closer. "Sleep, sweet child. Now don't you cry. Another soul must say goodbye." Mira grabbed her recorder, bolted out the back window, and ran toward the graveyard. It called to her, and she answered. Thanks. The truth beneath the iron gate groaned open on its own. The fog hung thick. At the base of the blank headstone, a figure waited, a child, pale, thin, with hollow eyes and lips that moved in silence. Mira gasped. "You're real?" The child pointed to the earth. Mira dropped to her knees. The soil was soft. She clawed at it, desperate to know the truth. And there, beneath inches of dirt, she uncovered a small wooden box. Inside, a faded doll, burned on one side, and a tag. "To my sweet Annalise, never forget you." The child's name. She had been forgotten, even by her own grave. X. The final verse, Mira looked up, but the child was gone. Only the lullaby remained. Now your name, the world shall know, but time demands another soul. The earth trembled, roots wrapped around Mira's ankles, pulling her toward the soil. No, she screamed, clutching the recorder. I told your story. I remembered. The wind howled. A pause. Then the roots stopped. The fog lifted. Mira fell back, gasping. The grave was no longer blank. Carved into it, Annalise, 1867 to 1877, the forgotten no more. And beneath it, in smaller letters, in exchange, another remembers forever. Powerless, the keeper. Mira was never seen again in Elmbrook, but her recorder was found on the steps of the old church. It played one file, her voice, reading Annalise's story, weeping through each word. And at the end, I will remember you, always. Now, every year on July 31st, a soft voice sings from the graveyard, not a cry for remembrance, but a song of mourning for the next forgotten soul. Because every lullaby needs a voice to carry it. And now, Mira sings, forever.
If you enjoyed our video, please subscribe to our channel, share the video with others, and don't forget to like it.